Hello and welcome back to The Oily Life. If you're new here, my name is Tanya, and today is going to be a lesson in things don't always go according to plan. So I was going to be sharing how I make bath bombs today. I was going to use some for Christmas gifts, but I did use a different mold, but it's my normal recipe, so I'm not sure what the issue was, but they wouldn't hold together the two halves of it was an orb mold. They just wouldn't join. It was a hot mess. I tried to get them to work for like 45 minutes, so I don't know what was going on there. But I want to bring you along with me and just show you how I saved the bath bomb mixture and turned it into something else that is still going to make an amazing Christmas gift. So let's go see what I did. Alright my friends, so today we are making bath bombs, and I have already put my baking soda and my goat milk powder in my stand mixer bowl here because I did sift both of those. They were a little on the chunky side, so I went ahead and sifted them because with bath bombs I typically don't like there to be any clumps, just to make it as light and fluffy as possible. That way it floats. And then to this we're going to add cream of tartar, and I use cream of tartar to help harden up the bath bomb. It just makes it more stable. So we're going to get that in there. And then we're going to also add in kaolin clay. It gives the water a little bit of a slip to it once the bath bomb dissolves, so that's really nice. So we'll just get that in. And I don't use any SCI or SLA, anything like that in my bath bombs. The goat milk does give the water a nice feel as well. Plus it's pretty soothing to your skin. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and add in some hemp seed oil just for a little moisture. I don't put a ton of oils in my bath bombs, just so you know it's not too slippery or anything like that. But hemp seed is a nice light oil and has a lot of antioxidants in it, so it's really good for the skin. It's one of my favorite lightweight oils. And then we're going to also add in a little bit of purple. Now, with bath bombs, they are considered a lip product, so you have to use something that is lip safe, so either a lip safe mica, which you can typically find in purples. If I didn't mention it, this is going to be a lavender bath bomb. Or you need to use like a lake or a dye that's been approved for bath bomb usage. And then we're going to add in our polysorbate 80. And that just kind of pulls the oils so that it makes a ring on your tub instead of leaving the bottom of the bathtub slippery. So it is something I highly suggest using in a bath bomb, just for your safety as a maker and your customer safety. And I just dripped that everywhere, so that's amazing. There we go. And then our last thing we're going to put in before we give us its first mix is our lavender essential oil. And I do this at about a 2% usage rate. It's a Bulgarian lavender. Really pretty. I like the Bulgarian lavender the best for my bath and body products because it has a little bit of an earthiness to it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get this on the stand mixer, and then we'll get our citric acid ready. All right, so we got this blended up some. So now we're gonna go ahead and add in the citric acid. And I typically add that in last just to make sure there's not any activation that occurs. You do have to watch with bath bombs and shower steamers that you don't get the mixture too wet, otherwise it will go ahead and start to activate and dissolve on you, and that's not obviously what you really want. You want that to wait until it hits the bath water. All right, now we're gonna get this mixed up again. All right, friends, so I am now going to show you what happens when your project goes horribly awry. So I made my bath bomb mixture here, but for whatever reason, like the first few held together really well, but then after that they won't hold together at all. I did try adding a little bit of witch hazel. That really didn't take care of my issue either, so this will continue to be tweaked. But how we're going to salvage all of this is I was going to make some bath salts for Christmas gifts. So this is now going to turn into a foaming bath salt. All of the ingredients in there are things that, with the exception of maybe the cream of tartar, I would use in bath salts anyway. It's not going to hurt anything having cream of tartar in here, but the kaolin clay, the goat milk, I would have put that in my bath salts anyway. The essential oil, the hemp seed oil will be great in there as like a little bit of moisture. And then we still want the polysorbate in there, kind of to help everything stick where it needs to stick, as far as keeping everything mixed together and then pulling the oils to the wall after you drain the bath water. So to this, I'm going to add some pink Himalayan salt. I think we'll just finish that off there. And we're going to also add in some Epsom salt that I had left in here. And then we're just going to give this a good mix together. Just like that. And it's still going to give you kind of the same action that a bath bomb would. It's basically like a bath bomb powder because we have that baking soda and the citric acid in there. All right, so I think that looks really nice there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out on a baking sheet to dry on some either press and seal or parchment paper, and I'll show you that once I do it. And then we're just going to let it dry probably for a couple of days. And then we'll put it into our bath salt containers. You could, if you wanted to, like, you know, kind of jazz this up even more, you could put in some botanicals like lavender buds or calendula, whatever you really wanted to put in there. I don't know if I want to do that or not. It looks pretty, but you know, it's just something they have to kind of fish out of their bathtub. So I may just leave it just like this. And it smells amazing, at least because of that lavender and the salts, the Epsom salt with the magnesium in it and the pink Himalayan salt. Those are going to have really great, you know, relaxation and muscle soothing properties. So this is not a waste at all. It just was not what I intended to do in the first place. But this is how we're coming back from that kind of failed bath bomb batch. To put more in or not to put more in? That is always the question. You know what? I'm going to leave it right like this. If I want to, once I put them in the containers, because it has like a little window on the top of it, then I can add some botanicals to that. But let me get this laid out on a baking sheet and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so I have this spread out on my baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper on it, and then I'm going to let it sit here for at least 2 or 3 days. We'll see if I need to do it any longer than that, but basically we just want it to dry out. I will come through periodically and just give it a stir so it's, you know, breaking up any clumps or anything that may have formed, and I'm going to have it sitting next to a dehumidifier. So we're going to let this hang out, and then I'll show you what it's going to look like once I package it up and how we saved ourselves from this little bit of a gone awry project here. Alright, so I've left these. Alright, so I've let this sit and dry for about 3 days now, so it won't end up clumping together. If you don't let it dry, the bath bomb mixture dry out some before you put it into your containers, then it will end up clumping. And this does have some little clumps, but nothing too bad. And then I got these cute little containers. I think this actually came from Michael's, and I like that they have the see-through window, so that'll be nice. And I'm just going to be using these as Christmas gifts this year. So real simple, you know, and I was able to save my disaster, but still going to get something nice out of it. So I'm going to fill it up about that far, and the lavender smells really nice, and that Epsom salt and pink Himalayan salt will be really nice in the bathtub. And just as an added touch, I'm going to add some botanicals just to the top, and there's lavender buds in here, calendula, and saffron flower petals. And that's just for a little something you can see through the window. So, like that. And then here's what they'll look like. And then I'll put a label on the bottom and maybe some twine to finish them off. So super simple. And like I said, it did salvage this. Project, so that was good. I still am not 100% sure what went wrong with the bath bombs, but you know, sometimes bath bombs are finicky. So it kind of is what it is, but you'll still get some foaming action in these bath salts, which is nice. Another great combination for bath salts would be like, you could do like lavender and cedar wood, or like a Roman chamomile. That's really nice in any sort of calming bath product. Eucalyptus and peppermint would also be nice, or just straight up eucalyptus, because that's a nice spa-like scent. And then the eucalyptus, you know, has some muscle soothing properties as well. Yeah. And I would eventually like to get like the air compressor powered bath bomb. I think really that's probably where you get the best bath bombs, but I'm really not at a point in my business where I can justify that expense yet. And I don't have any issues when I make shower steamers, so I'm not sure why I sometimes have bath bomb issues. But still a super simple, cute holiday gift. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and seeing exactly how I brought this negative back around to a positive. The bath salts are great. They're really relaxing in the tub, so you're still getting basically the same benefits that you would be from a bath bomb. It's just in a little different form. So I guess the lesson of the day is don't give up. Do what you can, try something else. Usually you can come up with something that you're able to salvage the product, so you know you haven't wasted all these ingredients. But yeah, so it was a little bit of an adventure this week. But I also think it's good to show sometimes things just don't go the way they're supposed to. So take care, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.